After Baltimore Orioles announcer Kevin Brown stopped appearing on his team's broadcast, journalists were wondering, like, what happened? Where did he go? Well, it turns out that after a little bit of digging, reporters were able to suss out that he had been suspended. But what was he suspended for? What did he do to deserve that punishment? Apparently, he committed the terrible sin of accurately stating that the Orioles had improved as a team. But in doing so, he would have to admit that the Orioles weren't doing so well previously and have improved. Apparently, the owner of the team was real hurt by that. So let's give you the details. On July 23rd, the Orioles were set to play the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, Brown made the comments that got him suspended before that game even began. Here's what he said. Here's the offensive statement that got him suspended. The Orioles split a 2-gamer with the Rays in June. They had lost their last 15 series here at Tropicana Field. You have to go back to when our now colleague Brad Brash picked up the win in the series final, June 25th, 2017. The last time the Orioles won a series here in St. Pete. Already gone 2-3 at the Trop this year after winning 3 of 18 the previous 3 years combined. So for those of you having difficulty deciphering what he said there because you're not into sports like me, basically what he's saying is they weren't doing so well before, they're doing better now.
Yeah, so there's 2 different issues here that I find interesting. So good news, the rest of the sports world was outraged by this. A lot of the announcers for other teams railed against the Orioles for this, and so the Orioles were like, "Oh, yeah, he's coming back soon. He's coming back, right?" But I think there's 2 reasons why it happened. Number one, now people, both in news and sports and everywhere else, they don't want the truth. They just want what they want to hear. So the Orioles have sucked the last 3 years, and he had to read a stat that showed that they sucked. And according to the reporting, it's the owners who caught feelings and management that caught feelings, right? Or are you trying to say we're cheap? And we weren't. Well, you guys are cheap. You're the 29th salary in the league, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's a lower. It's not a giant market. I get it. And every owner gets to do whatever they want. And look at that. With not paying much, they're now have the 2nd best record in baseball.
Wait, hold on. But like, did he say anything about the pay? There was nothing.
No, they just caught feelings because
they caught feelings because they're super sensitive about the fact that they're not paying well.
Yeah.
Then if you're sensitive about it, you can, fix that situation and pay them better.
I think
but they don't want to do that.
And it's not just the paying well, because he didn't mention pay at all.
At all.
Right? No, it's just that he showed that they had a crappy record. They were like 1-15 against the Rays, I think, over a stretch of time and stuff. And so, okay, and so nobody wants to hear what's true. They hate it, they want to hear BS that makes them feel good. So that's a troubling problem for the entire country, okay? But there's a second problem here, and that one's been around for a long, long time. And that's what I call the Phil Simms complex, okay? So Phil Simms, for those of you who don't know, was a football announcer for a long time. He was a quarterback for the Giants before then. He is the blandest, most uninteresting broadcaster in the history of television, okay? And every football fan knows that. And he red-pilled me into understanding that mainstream media doesn't do news, they do propaganda. Wait, he's in sports, so why did he red-pill me about news? Because I realized watching Phil Simms, I mean, he's not reporting things that happen on the field at all, and we could all see it with our own eyes, right? So a guy will go out for a pattern, he'll be wide open, the defender will be nowhere near him, the quarterback will throw it 100 miles over his head, and Simms will be like, great job by the quarterback, the defender, and the receiver, they all did great in that play. I'm like, no they didn't. Everybody's screaming, no they didn't, right? So I finally realized a couple of years in with Simms, oh, I get it. He's not paid to broadcast the game and tell you what's happening. He's paid to do favors for the people that put him there. Management, the network, NFL, etc. And then you realize he's just the most extreme case of it, but none of them can say the truth. John Sally, who's a legendary basketball player, once came and did a show with us about being vegan. And I said, why'd you come? He said, I started watching you guys and realized that's the one place you can actually say things that are true. Everywhere else, they tell you, do not say things that are true. And Sims was kind of a spectacular case of it. But here's this guy, just says their record over the last couple of years. And they're like, that's not good for management, so you're suspended. And that's why you never hear anything true on there.
So stupid. It's weak boy stuff. I can't stand it. Okay, if you're the owner of this team or you're one of the owners of this team and you can't handle the reality of the Orioles record, then like how do you even survive in reality, in society? Yeah. This everyone wants to be protected from the truth. I think it's weak, pathetic, I hate it.
100%, and then news turned out to be the same thing. They're just trying to protect management, which is advertisers, corporations, politicians, etc. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.